Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Monday, the 12th day of February, 2024, Monday of the 6th week of the year, the 6th week in Ordinary Time. This is our final week of Ordinary Time. We will only have today and tomorrow of Ordinary Time before we begin the approach of Lent with Ash Wednesday this Wednesday. So 2 days until Ash Wednesday. It is a cloudy, kind of rainy day. It was going to be good soaking rain today in Carolina. And so morning prayer was held inside and just walking around in between rain spells that are going to be happening today. But as we come to the conclusion of winter ordinary time, we have left the Book of Kings, and if we had Mass on Saturday, just get back to just the saga of what happens in the Book of Kings. Jeroboam, who was the servant of Solomon, who was given authority and leadership over the 10 northern tribes of Israel, the northern part of Solomon's kingdom, now has gone the way of disobedience and not attention to God's covenant, and he has welcomed a whole bunch of gods in the same way, again, that Solomon's wives had welcomed gods. And there's a whole bunch of gods that are now set up in all kinds of shrines and temples in the northern part of Israel, and a whole bunch of priests, I guess, have been created to tend to these shrines and tend to the needs of these gods and whatever it is. And of course, the one God is a little bit peeved with all of this, and so basically he says, you will be destroyed, Jeroboam. Your kingdom will be destroyed and wiped off the face of the earth. And again, that is what will happen. The Assyrians and the Assyrian Empire will come in within a couple of centuries, overrun the northern part of Israel, take away all of the inhabitants, the members of those 10 tribes, and they are lost to history, never to return, never to be heard of again. So the idea of 10 lost tribes of Israel, that sometimes goes around, and sometimes Hollywood makes a wonderful thing about this, is them being kind of magical or whatever it is, supernatural. But again, the prophecy that God says, because of Jeroboam's unfaithfulness and the unfaithfulness that then he cultivates among the people of God, one can only get what one does, and that's the thing. Again, the failure to recognize a God who does great things and a God who walks with us, a God who is a part of our lives, and opting for something much less is sometimes a sad tendency within us as human beings, and we need to kind of work against that within us, of wanting to see sometimes something more tangible for what doesn't need to be tangible, or something that is more here and now than that which awaits us and that which we can hope for. Ours is a God who is not made up. Ours is a God who is not a fantasy. Ours is a God who does deliver in ways that we may never imagine, in ways that we might not expect. But this is a God who does deliver, and we need to be attentive to that always. In the Gospel today, there isn't much, basically. The gospel for today it's Mark's gospel, and the Pharisees again are continuing with their antagonism towards Jesus, because again they don't like what he's doing, because he is doing something very different. He is basically showing that a lot of their practices are just empty and hollow, and there isn't really much to them, and they care more about their practices than they do about the faith toward which these traditions and these practices lead. And so basically they ask for a sign, show us, demonstrate to us that you are the Messiah. And again, he has been raising people, he has been saying great things, he's been doing different kinds of miracles, but it isn't enough for them, because they refuse, to believe that God could be different than what they expected, that God is not acting in the way that they would act, and that God is not the God basically who says, you are all right and Jesus is wrong. And so Jesus says, it's not about signs. It's not about signs, because this is why the great messianic secret, as it is called in Mark's gospel, it is not because of proofs that you will come to faith in me, but because your heart has been moved to dare to believe in what seemed impossible, and to dare to believe in a God who cares about us. These kinds of things, are the source of faith, are the origins of faith, not spectacles, not spectacular things, not supernatural things, not special effects. And again, the desire always for a sign is not going to be responded to. It's not going to be delivered, because again, it isn't signs that allow us to believe in God. It is the trust that our God is with us always, because of the faith and the hope that each other possesses in showing each other what it means to believe. A blessed day, St. Francis and people of God. May the Lord give you his peace.